Imagine being snatched from your normal life, subjected to a brutal procedure, and thrust into a world of power, intrigue, and danger. That was the grim reality for many eunuchs in Imperial China. Welcome to History Time Machine, where we delve into the intriguing depths of the past. Today, we're going to take you on a haunting journey into the sad and filthy truth about the lives of these men. We'll dive into the psychological torment they faced, the power they wielded, and how they navigated a world that both reviled and relied on them. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a brutal, unvarnished look at the darker side of Chinese history. Why would anyone willingly walk this path of pain and sacrifice? What was life like for these men living in the shadows of power? Stick with us till the end, because we're not just revealing the surface-level horrors. We're exploring the uncensored peek into a part of history few dare to explore. Let's journey back in time to 1600 BC, to the bustling royal court of the Shang dynasty. Among the throng of officials and servants, a peculiar group stands out: the eunuchs. But why eunuchs? What made these men, stripped of their ability to procreate, so indispensable to the palace? The answer lies in one word: trust. The royal family sought servants who posed no threat to the imperial lineage, men who would be loyal to the core. Thus, the tradition of employing eunuchs was born, a harsh prerequisite for service to the emperor. The origins of eunuchs may seem mysterious and unsettling. It's hard to fathom why anyone would willingly embrace such a life. However, the truth is even more complex than we imagine. Sometimes, poverty-stricken parents face the heartbreaking decision of castrating their sons, hoping to secure them food and shelter. In other cases, older men sought a chance at a better life, filled with wealth and power. Castration also served as a severe punishment for various criminals, including sexual offenders, rebels, and enemies of the state. In times of war, defeated soldiers would be captured, stripped of their manhood, and transformed into eunuchs, forced to serve in the palace of the victors. Prisoners would face castration as a consequence of their crimes, destined to serve in the palace as their penance. Born from poverty, crime, and punishment, eunuchs found their place in the shadows of the grand imperial palace. Their stories, shrouded in darkness, continue to resonate throughout history. The castration procedure was a horrific and brutal affair, executed without anesthesia or medical supervision. Basic and primitive instruments like a sharp blade and a bamboo stick were used. The bamboo stick was inserted into the urethra to keep it open, while the blade inflicted merciless mutilation upon the men, causing unimaginable agony. Recovery was treacherous, with infections and complications plaguing many. They had to abstain from water for 3 days to prevent urination and the risk of infection. On the 4th day, they were allowed to hydrate and encouraged to urinate. This system proved somewhat effective, with only a small proportion, about 1 out of every 50 eunuchs, facing life-threatening complications, such as urinary retention, which subsequently led to their death from infection. Those fortunate enough to endure and achieve complete healing were eligible to enter the imperial palace. However, a significant number of eunuchs never fully recovered from the ordeal. These unlucky souls had no choice but to wrap towels around their lower bodies, a makeshift solution to prevent urine leakage when moving around. The excised organs were preserved in small jars, serving as morbid mementos carried by the eunuchs. These jars symbolized their castration, necessary for any advancement within the imperial palace. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, these jars were suspended by a thin rope and positioned according to the eunuch's rank. In death, the jars were buried with the eunuchs, ensuring their completeness in the afterlife. For young boys from impoverished families, forced into early eunuchhood by their parents, daily massages were performed on their private parts. Sadly, their bodies never had the chance to develop naturally during puberty, unlike regular men. The life of a eunuch was far from idle luxury and comfort in the palace. While some held power and influenced the emperor, most were unsung heroes, living in cramped quarters and carrying out thankless tasks. These overlooked men played the crucial role of keeping the imperial machinery running smoothly. The ranking system among eunuchs resembled a pyramid. At the top were the chief eunuchs, trusted confidants of the emperor with significant power and influence. They oversaw palace operations and advised on state matters, bearing great responsibilities. Moving down the pyramid, mid-ranked eunuchs served as administrators, ensuring the palace's seamless functioning. Though they held less power, their contributions were vital. At the base were low-ranked eunuchs, who performed laborious tasks like cooking, cleaning, and serving. Without their dedication, the palace would cease to function, making them the backbone of the operation. These eunuchs, despite their differing ranks, shared a common thread of servitude and dehumanization. In a world that overlooked them, they formed a unique brotherhood, finding solace in camaraderie and becoming more than just colleagues. They were a tightly knit family. The older eunuchs guided the younger ones, imparting wisdom on survival within the palace's confines, as life for them was a constant battle of mistreatment and hardship. Amid their struggles, some eunuchs sought love and companionship, finding comfort in relationships with palace maids, a bond known as dui shi. Though not a traditional marriage, these connections provided emotional sustenance and a sense of belonging, born out of the eunuchs' longing for connection. Despite their hardships, these resilient individuals treasured love and companionship, illustrating the indomitable spirit of humanity in their quest for dignity and authority. Now, let's journey deeper into the chaotic lives of some eunuchs who, in their quest for recognition and power, played significant roles in the collapse of entire dynasties. Meet Wei Zhongxian, a notorious eunuch from the Ming Dynasty. He was a man of humble origins, yet possessed an insatiable ambition for power. His unwavering thirst for power led him to castrate himself, believing it was a necessary sacrifice for wealth and influence. Not even illiteracy could stand in his way. He adeptly exploited others' abilities to read and write, using them to issue edicts that reshuffled countless officers. His rise to influence was facilitated by his cunning ability to manipulate palace dynamics. He catered to the emperor's unique obsession with woodcrafting, providing him with an array of design papers to engage his interest. This shrewd move ensured his favor in the emperor's eyes, further solidifying his position of power. Wei's influence was further amplified by his duché relationship with Madame Ke, the emperor's most trusted nanny from childhood. This intimate connection enhanced the emperor's trust in him, providing Wei with unparalleled influence within the palace. To maintain his power, Wei employed the infamous embroidered uniform guard, a move which led to the arrest and demotion of numerous individuals, including scholars associated with the Donglin movement. However, his reign of terror came to an abrupt end with the ascension of a new emperor who exposed Wei's atrocities. Wei eventually ended his own life when he was faced with an inevitable arrest. His legacy serves as a stark reminder of the treacherous games of power played within palace walls. Now, let's explore the life of another remarkable eunuch, Li Liangying, who lived in the shadows of the late Qing dynasty. He was far from an ordinary face among the crowd, serving the formidable Empress Dowager Cixi, one of the most prominent women in Chinese history. Li's journey to becoming Empress Dowager Cixi's favorite eunuch was marked by cunning and determination. He immersed himself in a clandestine world of secrets and hidden knowledge when he recognized that hairstyling was the key to winning the Empress's favor. He ventured into brothels, not for personal pleasure, but to learn the art of hairstyling from skilled courtesans. His dedication bore fruit as he mastered the craft in all its intricate detail, catching the eye of the royal court. When Li's unique talents were presented to Empress Dowager Cixi, she was deeply impressed. His skills propelled him to a position of intimate favor with the Empress. But it wasn't just his hairstyling talents that kept him in this privileged spot. As the Grand Supervisor, Li held immense power, controlling who could gain access to the Empress Dowager. He cleverly leveraged his position to amass wealth, accepting bribes from officials seeking an audience with Cixi. However, the nature of their relationship was not all it seemed. Behind the veil of secrecy, a more sinister side of their association came to light. Li found himself entwined in a labyrinth of manipulation and secrecy with the Empress Dowager, acting as the intermediary in the sale of official titles. This underhanded dealing enriched them both substantially. Upon Cixi's death, Li immediately retired and withdrew from the palace, opting for a more modest life in his hometown, staying out of sight to evade potential enemies. Tragically, his life was cut short just 3 years later. His tomb, discovered in 1966, revealed a chilling mystery. Only his head was found. His body had vanished. The common belief is that Li met his end at the hands of one of his foes. After service, eunuchs faced an uncertain future, as they could not bear children. They sought solace in an intriguing aspect of eunuch culture. Many eunuchs adopted or sponsored young boys who became their caretakers, ensuring they received the care and respect they deserved, even after death. The chapter of eunuchs in Chinese history concluded dramatically with Puyi, the last emperor of the Qing dynasty. Sung Yaoting, the last surviving eunuch of the Chinese imperial court, observed this monumental era. Born into poverty in 1902, Sung underwent castration at 8 years old, initiated by his father to improve their circumstances. This drastic measure, however, proved effective, as Sung was able to provide substantial financial support to his family over the years. In 1918, Sung began serving under Puyi in the Grand Forbidden City, witnessing the transition from the old world to the new as Imperial China faded away. His life was disrupted when the palace emptied in 1924, but his journey continued. After the formation of the People's Republic of China, Sung lived humbly in Beijing, cherishing memories and untold stories of the past. In the 1990s, he collaborated with a historian to write his autobiography, China's Last Eunuch, offering invaluable insights into China's imperial history. Sung Yaoting, a man of humble beginnings who lived an extraordinary life, passed away at age 94 in 1996, marking the poignant end of an ancient custom. Eunuchs were employed not only in China, but also in other cultures worldwide, including the Middle East and Europe. However, each culture assigned distinct roles to eunuchs, such as religious functions or military and bureaucratic service. The scale and integration of eunuchs into Imperial China's fabric were unparalleled, creating an unprecedented chapter in world history. Despite the hardships they faced, eunuchs left an indelible mark on Chinese history. They played a vital role in the imperial court, providing a unique perspective on the complexities of life in Imperial China. Our exploration of Imperial China's eunuchs has been eye-opening. We've delved into their painful origins, their daily lives, their impact on history, and their eventual decline. Their story is a captivating blend of power, struggle, and paradox, showcasing the extraordinary lengths people go to better their lives. You've been riding with the History Time Machine, and we'll see you next time.